12 days. That's what stands between right now and August 12th. The total solar eclipse in Leo, one of the most powerful cosmic events of the entire year. Most people are going to spend these 12 days exactly the way they spend every other day. Scrolling, reacting, going through their normal routine without giving a second thought to what's building above them. And then the eclipse is going to hit, and they're going to wonder why everything suddenly feels so intense, so accelerated, so undeniable. A conversation they'd been avoiding will suddenly demand to happen. A decision they'd been postponing will suddenly refuse to wait any longer. Something that felt stable will feel, overnight, like it's shifting beneath their feet. You don't have to be one of them. Here's something most people don't understand about eclipses. They don't create change out of nowhere. They reveal change that's already been quietly building, sometimes for months. The eclipse doesn't cause the ending or the beginning. It simply removes the veil that was covering something that was already in motion. And that means the 12 days before an eclipse are not neutral. They are not just a countdown. They are the single most important window. You have to actually shape what gets revealed, instead of being caught off guard by it. Think of it this way. If the eclipse is the moment the curtain drops, these 12 days are your last chance to make sure you like what's standing behind it. So today, I'm not going to give you vague spiritual advice about setting intentions. I'm going to give you something specific and practical, exactly what to prioritize, day by day, category by category, before this eclipse locks in. Relationships, work, what you need to release, and how to protect your energy while all of this accelerates. Before we go further, if you're new here, this channel is where I break down exactly what's happening astrologically and, more importantly, what you can actually do about it. No vague fluff, just real guidance you can use. If that sounds like something you need right now, hit subscribe and tap that notification bell, because with an eclipse this significant, you don't want to miss what's coming next. And if you're already part of this community, thank you. Drop a like on this video right now. It genuinely helps this reach more people who need to hear this before August 12th. Okay, let's get into exactly what to do with these 12 days. Why these 12 days matter. Here's what makes this window different from a normal astrological transit. Eclipses operate on accelerated time. What normally takes 6 months to unfold, a relationship ending, a job shifting, a truth surfacing, an eclipse can compress into days. The 12 days before the eclipse are the loading phase. This is when the universe is quietly assembling the pieces. You won't necessarily see dramatic events yet, but you will feel a subtle pull towards certain decisions, certain conversations, certain endings. If you use this window well, the eclipse becomes a breakthrough. If you ignore it, the eclipse becomes something that happens to you instead of something you consciously move through. What to do in the 12 days? Let's break this down into 4 areas of life. In each one, there's one specific thing you should prioritize before August 12th. Relationships. If there's a conversation you've been avoiding, especially one about honesty, commitment, or boundaries, have it now. Eclipses in Leo have a specific signature. They bring identity and ego into the spotlight. That means whatever role you've been playing in a relationship, the peacekeeper, the one who doesn't ask for too much, the one who stays quiet to avoid conflict, this eclipse tends to make that role impossible to sustain any longer. You may notice, in these 12 days leading up to it, small moments where you feel the urge to say something real. A comment that almost slips out. A boundary you almost set and then pulled back from. Pay attention to those moments. They're not random. They're the eclipse energy already knocking on the door. The truth is, eclipses don't wait for convenient timing. If you don't bring the conversation forward on your terms, it tends to surface anyway, often through an argument, a misunderstanding, or an event that forces the issue into the open. And when that happens, you have far less control over how it unfolds. So use these days wisely. If it's a partner, have the honest conversation about where you actually stand. If it's a friendship that's quietly drifted, decide whether you want to repair it or let it go. If it's family, set the boundary you've been rehearsing in your head for months. Speaking it now, before the eclipse forces it, gives you the power to shape the outcome instead of just reacting to it. Work and purpose. This eclipse falls in Leo, the sign of identity, creativity, and being seen. If you've been hiding a project, an idea, or a talent out of fear of judgment, these 12 days are your window to take one visible step. Publish it. Pitch it. Submit it. Leo eclipses reward boldness and punish hesitation. Emotional release. Make a physical list of what you're ready to release: a belief, a grudge, a version of yourself that no longer fits. Eclipses accelerate endings. Things you consciously release now tend to leave cleanly. Things you refuse to release tend to be removed anyway, just more abruptly. Rest and energetic protection. Eclipse windows are notoriously intense for the nervous system. Prioritize sleep. Limit major decisions in the 48 hours immediately surrounding the eclipse itself. That window is for observing, not deciding. Ground yourself now so you have the reserves to move through what surfaces. Now, everything I just gave you is general guidance for everyone. But eclipses don't affect every chart the same way. If this eclipse is hitting your 7th house, it's about partnership. If it's hitting your 10th house, it's about career and public identity. If it's conjunct your sun or moon, the effect is amplified dramatically. Knowing exactly where this eclipse lands in your chart changes what you should actually be preparing for. That's exactly the kind of clarity moon reading gives you. A free, personalized reading based on your exact birth date that shows you your specific emotional patterns, the areas of your life under the most pressure right now, and the direction your chart is pointing you toward. The link is in the description and pinned in the comments. It takes about 2 minutes, and going into an eclipse like this one without knowing your personal blueprint is like walking into a storm without checking which direction it's moving. Eclipses don't punish the unprepared. They simply move faster than comfort allows. You now have a plan. The conversation to have, the thing to release, the visibility to step into, the rest to protect. Drop a comment. Which of the 4 areas, relationships, work, release, or rest, needs your attention most right now? I want to know where you're starting. If this helped you feel prepared instead of anxious about what's coming, share it with someone who needs these 12 days too. Next video, we go straight into the eclipse itself, August 12th, sign by sign, exactly what to expect. Until then, use these days well. The eclipse rewards the ones who did.